Mint Salad, and I saw Gridiron Gang. It is directed by Phil Janu.
Phil Jonu.
I don't know how to pronounce it. It's spelled Joanou. How do you pronounce that?
Phil Jonu.
Another spoiler. Wow, The Rock's in it. Ah! So if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. The movie starts with a very good premise. We have main character, Sean Porty. Sean, he's working with a bunch of juvenile kids in juvenile detention, and they've done something such as armed robbery, some gang violence. And we have Sean, he's like, oh my goodness, I want to start a football team because I think it'll give these kids something that they can be a part of. It can give them some sort of like foundation for working hard equals you get results, then you can succeed if you work hard, okay? So I appreciate how Sean is like, okay, I gotta go to the warden. I gotta have him and his money people approve of this budget so we can have football. And there's a lot of parts of struggle with the students because there's a lot of built-in rivalries. There's a lot of choosiness from Sean himself because he's like, well, I'm gonna choose the people who are the least likely to fight, who want to be here the most, who's had the most experience, of course. There's a lot of character development within these teenagers who first start like, oh, well, I'm gonna start picking fights, but he's sad he's missing out, so he wants to work hard to be part of the team. And there are some lessons that you have to learn in order to be part of a team, you know? It's you gotta work hard. And I appreciate Sean's character as the coach. He's like, I'm gonna do it my way, okay? My way. My way. Not your way, my way. I'm like, okay, cool. He's hard on the kids. Most of the time this is his first season, by the way. So he's like a rookie to coaching, it seems, juvenile kids. So this is like, learning steps for him. He even acknowledges at the end of the movie, the character Sean, and he's rough on the kids. I don't necessarily agree with how rough he is, although a good amount of roughness is good. It's called tough love. There's a fine line between tough love and abuse, though. Of course, I like how the kids protest him being too hard with like, okay, you guys want water? You have to do this one more set. And they're like, oh, I just want water. But everyone sits down and he's like, you know what? Good for you guys for standing up to me as a team, okay? You guys can have a water break. And that's very good because it builds teamship. Man, I've been in a lot of teams and I don't even know what the term's called. Teamship, sportsmanship. No, that's not team building. It's a team building exercise. Of course, there being teenage kids, there's a lot of fights that break out. There's a lot of, hey, you guys have to stop because let your guys' hatred towards one another fuel your fight towards the enemy being the other team that they're fighting. Also, I gotta mention that it's an uphill battle to establish this football team because no one wants to fight a bunch of juvenile kids in prisons, football team versus just some taxpayers' child, because they might get hurt or something. It's a liability. So I see why people are hesitant. At the same time, we have Sean. I love how Sean's like, oh, you're a Christian. You have values, which is to accept people. Because he goes to this Christian school. Their football team is the one that fights to get them first. And of course, the first match is always the hardest, as it always is. The first one is always the hardest, but then it gets easier. And I like seeing that a lot of the team is motivated to keep going because this is what they have. They want to continue it. They want to keep going, despite the facts that we have the wardens trying to cut spending, even though we have Sean. He's like, oh, I'm gonna buy equipment. If you try to press any charges, because of bureaucracy, it's gonna take longer than just, have me just buy this equipment and show you my plan. I like how we have Sean just being the ultimate, like, yo, I have to keep this going for the sake of the kids and keep the season going. I like how there's a build-up. As the team gets better, they get better at games. They don't win all of them. They lose quite a few. But there is this one game that seems to build a lot of team building. There's hype of before this one game, the team's like, yeah, we're gonna win. We're gonna totally win. Even though I hated everyone here, says the quarterback, I still wanna keep going because this is a team. So yeah, there's a lot of hype, there's a lot of football playing. There's a lot of kids getting the fights with the other team. But there's a sense of sportsmanship that's developed. And I like how Sean is proven right in the end. He wants to have a football team. So juvenile kids are ending up less in prison, and this is what happened. A few people are still in jail, then they get sent to prison if they get back with their homies where they're from. I really like how this system introduces a lot of good values to young people. There are some values that you should learn if you want to become a successful adult in life. You gotta participate in some team activity. There's no way around it. You can become the weird loner kid in the team activity. I kind of stuck to my own, plus maybe one or two in a group of 200 kids. But you gotta do it. You gotta be part of a team. You gotta learn some team stuff. You wanna be good, Or if you haven't learned it, I don't know. I appreciate the message that this movie is trying to send me. I appreciate the results. I appreciate the drama around, because it's oh wow. I feel like these kids are learning the good lessons that they'll take into adulthood and becoming less criminal, more enriching their lives. It's the best way to put it. I appreciate it. Would I watch this movie again? Maybe. I like The Rock's performance in it. I feel like he suits the role very well. Watching him coach a bunch of guys into doing a bunch of jumping jacks, a bunch of physical exercises, I was like, yeah, he fits that role. Whenever he goes too overboard, I feel like, he probably at some point did go too overboard with people, and putting that experience into a role and the lessons that he learned, which I appreciate, because it's oh wow, you gotta learn your limits as a leader. You can't push people too overboard if you're leading them. I appreciate this lesson, and I appreciate the story exists. It's very heartwarming. So the heartwarmingness plus it wasn't super bright. There were some bright scenes, there were some not bright scenes. A lot of the emotional scenes were a bit darker. But I also enjoyed the brighter scenes, which was to symbolize more of a victory, more teamwork. Yeah, let's go. So I gotta give this movie a solid 7 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. YouTube really likes that. You can also like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. The ultimate goal of this channel is for me to become an expert movie reviewer. So if I haven't reviewed it on the channel, there's a chance I haven't even seen it at all. If you'd like to request a movie in the comments below, you can do that, or you can fast track a movie review request to patreon.com/ASEPresents. $20 a month for one movie review for 1 month. $3 a month for how to draw Pokemon tutorials will be posted there early and first on patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you'd like to help support the daily grindiness of all these daily movie reviews, you go to this link tree. It really helps with the daily grindiness of all these daily movie reviews. So you can go here. And until next time, I'm Mint Salad Sauce. See you later, my salad croutons and bacon bits.